I've never been so sure of anything before. Just like I'm in this moment, but was alone would be enough. Just take my hands and take my ring, 'cause I will always love you through anything I'll do. To talk about the different segment, for the engaging about Tope, OGINNI, let's talk about love, let's talk about God, let's talk about all you need to know before you say I do.
Thank you for tuning in to Glorious Vision Television. My name is Tope, OGINNI, and you are welcome to Before You Say I Do. Before You Say I Do is a program designed for all categories of singles. As long as you have not said I do, this is a place for you to be right now. This is where we educate all categories of single. You may be in your courtship, you have been engaged to. As long as you have not said I do, this is where you ought to be right now. This is where we educate the singles on all what they need to know, do before getting into marriage. This is where we enlighten, this is where we prepare the singles on how they will navigate the institution of marriage. This is where we help you to get it right. This is where we help you to understand the concept of marriage. This is where we answer all your relationship questions. Anything that is bothering you about your relationship, anything you want to know before you get into marriage is what we normally talk about and discuss on this program. For our regular viewers, I want to say thank you for always being there. And for those who are joining us today, I want to say thank you for joining us and welcome on board. On this note, I want to go on this short break. When I return, the program is just starting. Please don't go anywhere and I'll be right back. Welcome back. It is still Before You Say I Do on Glorious Vision Television. Before You Say I Do is a program we designed for all categories of singles. As long as you are not married, as long as you have not said I do, you have a lot to watch. You have a lot to benefit by watching this program. And I want to say congratulations to as many singles that are opportune to come across this channel, because you will never regret ever giving out your time to watch this program. So on today's episode of Before You Say I Do, we'll be discussing something that is very, very important, something that will really help you in your future marriage, something that will help you to guide against any marital disaster in the future or any marital mistake that may lead to that marital disaster in the future is what we'll be discussing on today's episode of Before You Say I Do. And I'll be doing that from one of my published books titled Relationship Red Flags You Should Never Ignore. Relationship Red Flags You Should Never Ignore is where I'll be doing my book reading on this particular topic. And we have a lot of things that we are going to talk about. We are going to be looking at what is red flags, what are red flags, why are they important, why should you know about them, why you should not ignore them, why you should never ignore red flags, why you should look out for them. We're also going to be talking about how to deal with red flags and so many other subtopics are what we are going to be looking at from this book. So now let's start. When we say red flags, what are red flags? Red flags, according to an expert, a relationship expert, Dr. Wendy Walsh, explain that in relationships, red flags are signs that the person probably cannot have a healthy relationship, and proceeding down the road together would be emotionally dangerous. Then another anonymous definition of red flags. Red flags refers to a behavior or a pattern of behavior exhibited by one or both partners that indicates potential problems or warning signs that the relationship may not be healthy or sustainable. That if these red flags are discovered in your relationship, it's a warning sign that you may not be able to go ahead in this relationship, or this relationship is definitely going to be healthy, toxic, and you are not going to have your peace in that relationship. Now, one of the biggest problems I have is that for Christians, this is a Christian channel, and I believe I'm talking to Christian singles and every other singles that are out there. Now, but for the Christian fold, many of you singles normally believe that because you meet somebody in the church, or because somebody claims to be a Christian, a born again, that they don't have any flaws. You may see them as, oh, after all, they are born again and they should know better. So when we're in a relationship with this kind of a person, there's no need to be looking out for any imperfection, any flaws. I am telling you, that is not right. That is not right. Because somebody is a Christian does not mean that he or she may not have one imperfection or the other. It doesn't work that way. So what am I saying? Just because you are a Christian does not mean you cannot have red flags when it comes to your relationships. So because just being a Christian does not make you healthy, by the grace of God and with His Spirit, you can learn to recognize them quickly and move forward towards good health and healing from the inside out. Now, as a Christian, it is important to learn how to recognize red flags in relationships, because you need to ensure you do not end up in a relationship that does not glorify God. All these red flags, the only thing they do is that they will not allow you to be in a relationship that will glorify the name of God. Because by the time I start mentioning some of these signs, you will know. If you look inward into your relationship, you will discover that even as a Christian, your heart is not at peace in that relationship, because you know that this relationship is not godly. You know within yourself, but it's just that you don't know how to get out, or you are not sure whether what you are feeling is right or not. Now, as a Christian single person, it is very important not to ignore red flags the Lord is trying to show you early in your relationship. As a Christian single person, it is very important not to ignore the red flags the Lord is trying to show you early in your relationship, as most do, making them end up in abusive relationships. Some red flags are very subtle, but they can make or break your future. Yes, some of these red flags, some of them are very subtle, some of them are minor, and that's why many people will continue to stay in a toxic and abusive relationship, in a red flag relationship, because they feel that it's a minor thing. It's not like it's going to have any effect in our future marriage. It's something that I can overlook. It's minor. I'm telling you, as minor and as subtle as it is, it can mar or make your future marriage. So you don't have to overlook anyone, especially the one that you feel that you know that your mind says that this is not just right. No matter how minor, no matter how subtle it looks, please still try and do something about it or about them. Now, at the end of this program, you will know the red flags in a relationship not to ignore, that will help you not to make the mistakes many have made in this area, causing them to be in abusive marriages. A lot of people are in abusive marriages today, toxic marriages today, because they saw one or more of these red flags, but they just chose to ignore, to overlook, because they feel that it is minor, it is subtle, or the person will change, or they can change the person, which never happened even till after the wedding, and they are now in marriage and they are regretting that. Some of them are even crying out. I saw some of these things, but I just felt that probably because we are not yet engaged or married, that we'll be able to work on it or work on each other, which never happens. So it is always very important that you don't ignore them for anything. So now let's go to why singles normally ignore red flags when they are in a red flag relationship. Why do you think, you as a single person, can you answer this question? Why are you still in that red flag relationship? Why do you keep staying there when you know that you are not at peace, you are not comfortable, your spirit is telling you to get out, that this is not the right partner or the right relationship where I want you to be? Why do you still continue to stay in that relationship? I want you to answer that question and drop it or under the comment section, or you send it to my DM. I want to hear from you. Now, they may have deeply invested in the relationship and they don't want to acknowledge potential issues. Yes, one of the reasons why singles normally ignore red flags is that somebody will now see it as, I've stayed too long in this relationship, I've been too long with this person, 5 years. Now, I will now say I want to get out of this relationship. How will I get another person? What will I do? It will now take me time to get another person. You know, these are some of the reasons that will make a particular young man or young woman to still say, let me continue to manage this relationship, manage this partner, because leaving this person now means that I have to start all over again. So the fear of starting all over again will now make a person to now say, I will continue to stay in this relationship. The next one is fear of being alone. The fear of being single or continue to be alone can lead to an average single overlooking red flags. The fear of being alone. Maybe, if I should leave this relationship now, that means I will now be lonely again. I wouldn't have a companion again, and I don't want that to happen to me. This person, in one way or the other, no matter how bad he or she is still helping me to do something. And you now begin to justify all these red flags, all these bad behaviors. You help the person to start justifying what is not right. So fear of being alone is another thing that we want to make a single to say, I will stay and I will try and see what can happen. Maybe this person will change, or I'll be able to change this person. Another thing is a social expectation. Friend, family, or church members may be pushing you to find a partner, because when family members, friends, church members have been on your matter, that what is happening now, brother, sister, what is happening? We are not seeing you with any partner. What is happening all this while? Why are you still single? Why are you not having any partner yet? So societal or social pressure can make somebody to say, now if I should leave this one, now they will now be saying again, what is wrong with me? They will feel that I'm the one that is not serious. People will start saying all sorts of things about me, and I don't want that to happen. So because of social expectation, because of what friends, what family members, or what church members, your pastor, what they will say, can make somebody to be in a red flag relationship and say, I am not going to get out. I am going to be in this, and I am going to make sure that this relationship end the marriage, no matter what it takes. I must stay there. Another thing is low self-esteem. You may see a single that feels so less of his or herself. They may not feel worthy of a relationship or believe they deserve better. When somebody look at his or herself and feel that, I don't think I deserve anything better than this. I've had singles speak like that. Somebody was in a toxic relationship, And when she reached out to me and I told her, I said, you have to get out of this relationship. And you wouldn't believe it. She just told me, she said, Ma, I can't. I don't think I can ever deserve anything better if I leave this man. This man is just a perfect match for me. Yet, a perfect match, but you are not enjoying that relationship. It's so toxic that there's no peace. He talks to you, disrespects her. He says all sorts of things and does all sorts of things to her. Yet, she says if she should leave this particular man, she doesn't think that she deserves any other man that is better than this one. You can imagine that. So some people feel low self-esteem. They look down on themselves. They don't see themselves, maybe because of educational background, status, class, maybe because the person is rich, the person is educated, the person comes from a wealthy background, because of these things, somebody will now look and say, I cannot live. I don't think that that I'm not educated and God brings somebody like this my way, and I'll not, because of one thing or the other, say I want to live. Low self-esteem can make somebody to still remain in a red flag relationship. Another thing is that when you don't create boundary, lack of boundaries, you are in a relationship, you are not talking about boundaries, that there should be boundaries. There should be some non-negotiable in this relationship, especially Christian relationship. You should let your partner know that we are going to be having a godly relationship, a Christ-centered relationship, and you should know, as Christians, both of us know the rules of Christian dating, the rules of Christian relationship, and we should also know that we should keep these boundaries. There should be no go area for us. If not, we will find ourselves where we don't expect. So you must, from the beginning of your relationship, please let this person know your boundaries. Let them know your non-negotiables. These are some of the things that I don't like. It's not like somebody will say that. How will somebody be saying that? Yes, it's better so that person will not be stepping on that boundary that will now lead to something that you don't like. Unrealistic expectation about what Christian relationships should look like. Some people don't understand what Christian relationships should look like. Some people is still comparing their relationship with secular relationship. Some people still want to have their relationship the same way they are having it in the secular world. So you see a Christian will now be asking a fellow Christian, a sister or a brother in a relationship, asking them some ungodly things that that it is not meant to be in a Christian relationship. This can make you to continue to stay, to feel that whatever your partner is doing to you is right. It's part of the rules of relationship. But you should know that there should be boundaries. Christian relationship is different from what they are doing in the world, or the worldly relationship, or the secular type of relationship. So these are some of the things that you, as a Christian single that wants to go into a relationship, you must understand all of these things. You must go and learn. You must attend seminars. You must read books that will let you to understand what Christian relationship is all about and how you can run your relationship smoothly with your partner without any troubles or without any problem. Once you're able to understand this, then both of you are good to go. But if you don't have that, if you are still carrying the mentality of the secular type of relationship or the worldly type of relationship, then you are going to be having problems. Or even if there are problems already, there are red flags already, you may not understand that these are red flags and you should run for your life. Because when you see that, after all, that's the way they are doing it in the world, that's the way my worldly friends or my secular friends are running their relationship, and they are still there, you may not see it as anything wrong or anything that is bad. So that's very, very important. Then, believing in fixing someone. They may think that they can change or fix their partner's issues. When you feel that you can change this person or you can fix the problem now or in the future, can make somebody to say, oh, is it just this anger issue that this person is having? Or is this stinginess attitude of his? We can manage it. Is this controlling behavior? I can manage it. I can fix it. Even when we get married, all these things will be over. It may not be the way you plan it to be after the wedding. So that's why once you feel uncomfortable in any relationship, find time to discuss it. And if you are not seeing any changes or adjustment from your partner, it is time to end that relationship. Forget whether it is a Christian relationship or not. It is time to end. They may avoid addressing the red flags to avoid conflict or uncomfortable conversation. Some people may be afraid. They don't want to address it for the fear that if I should address it, it may lead to disagreement, argument, or fight, and all of that. So because of that, they will say, if I should talk about it now, I don't know how she will take it. I don't know how he will take it. So I better just keep it silent. I better not just talk about it. Let me just overlook it. Do as if I did not see it, or I did not hear, or I did not know that he behaved or she behaved rudely or that way to me. That one can make that person to continue to stay. Infatuation, when you have become so obsessed with this person because he's handsome, because she's beautiful, because he's rich, because of whatever, beauty, money, fame, may not, or you have already fallen so much in love with this person that you feel that I can never get another person as beautiful, as handsome, as rich, as whatever, with this kind of a person. And because of that, you say, for me, maybe I may not find another person. Look at how beautiful, look at how handsome. This man that is very okay, very rich, and all of that, makes somebody to continue to stay and overlook red flags. That let me just overlook. If it is because of this one, let me overlook all these red flags. Then, finally, on why singles normally ignore red flags. Hope for change. They may believe that their partner will change or grow out of it, and that the red flags will disappear. Because of this, they will disregard. Some of them will feel that, we are just starting this relationship. This relationship is still fresh, it's still new. We are just getting to know each other. Maybe by the time we go deep in this relationship, all these red flags in time will disappear. This person will stop, will understand me better. And it may not work that way. You may end up discovering that this person, this is who he is, this is who she is. And you cannot change this person. And this person is not even willing to change from who he or she. The person will tell you, I can't change myself because of you. I can't change my identity because of relationship or because of a person. So when you begin to hear statements like that, what are you still doing? And you know that you are not caught for this kind of attitude or behavior. These are some of the things that you have said to yourself, that if I'm going to get married, I am not going to take this, I'm not going to tolerate this in my relationship or in my marriage. I want to have peace, I want to be happy. And now you are seeing things that will shoot your blood pressure up, and you decided that, the best thing is for you to disregard. Because of all these points that I've made, you are not doing yourself anything good. You are just sitting on a time bomb. It's just a matter of time before you see it blow, and before you know it, it may have been very difficult for you to say you want to end it or you want to get out. The earlier the better. So if this is your own case, please try and do something about it. Discuss with your partner, and please, if you are not getting any result, then it is time for you to end that relationship. On this note, I want to go on this short break. When I return, the program continues. Please don't go anywhere, and I'll be right back. Are you about tidying up, or are you ready to unlock the secret to a successful and fulfilling marriage? Well, look no further. Introducing 3 amazing must-have books that have been produced and tailored to help singles make the right choices are now out. Carefully written by Tope, OGINNI, an experienced marriage counselor and host of the popular television program Before You Say I Do. The books will no doubt be an invaluable companion for all singles out there who are trying to make a choice of a life partner. Making the right decisions before you say I do deals with the integrity of how relationship can be carefully managed to produce the desired result for singles, while Prayer Guide for Singles Seeking Life Partners points out the important and invaluable role of prayers for singles in making choices. It offers a comprehensive collection of prayers specifically designed to help singles manifest a godly life partner and help connect with God. Relationship red flags you should never ignore. Label the signs and indications that can help a single to avoid a union that will ultimately lead to endless years of pain, regret, and even sorrow. All these books are now on sale. Get your copies now at the Apostolic Church Nigeria, LAWNA Bookshop, Olorunda K2, Lagos, or visit our website for convenient online ordering, topeogini.com.ng, or call 081 4356 1574. Remember, it is never too late to make the right choices for your art. So do not wait any longer. Grab your copies today and start your journey towards healthy and godly marriage. Distributors are wanted nationwide. Welcome back. It is still Before You Say I Do on Glorious Vision Television, the only program that helps all categories of singles to prepare ahead of the marital journey that they are about to embark upon, to prepare you ahead of the marital journey that you are about to embark upon, to know what you are supposed to do, know, prepare for before saying I do. So on today's episode of Before You Say I Do, I've been treating a very important topic: relationship red flags you should never ignore. And like I said, I've been taking that from one of my newly published books titled Relationship Red Flags You Should Never Ignore. It has been discovered that many of the problems in marriages today is as a result of red flags that a woman, a man decided to overlook, decided to ignore while dating, while courting, and now they are married, and it is now having a great consequences on their marriage, which is now making it very difficult for them to enjoy peace or be comfortable in that marriage. That's the reason why I said, for those who are here to say I do, it's an opportunity for you to know. If you're in your own relationship now, you need to know all these red flags. You need to examine them, recognize them, know which one to end, know when to end them, know when to run, and know when to pray, and know when to stay. Let us take it that way. Know when to run, know when to end the relationship, know when to pray, and know which one to stay. It's not that you just feel that all red flags are not something that you should see as a big deal. Many of them are big deal. Even the ones that you feel that they are minor, they can still mar or make your relationship. So before I went on that break, I just finished talking about why many singles normally choose to stay in a red flag relationship, and I gave so many. So I'll continue with why you must never ignore the red flags. Why you must never. Now you are in a relationship, you are already observing, seeing signs of this, or maybe you don't even understand that they are red flags, or you just feel that it's something that will disappear over time. Why you must never, we are still going to talk about the signs, but why? Because some people chose to ignore. I've spoken to a lot of people who are married and who told me that they just overlook it. So now I want to talk to you. Don't overlook any red flag. You know, from the beginning I said red flags are warning signs. Red itself as a color is a danger sign, is a symbol of danger. So that is the reason why when you hear red flags or red flags, please don't ignore, don't overlook them. Please look into them very well and see where the danger lies, and see how you can be very careful about them. That's the whole essence. So why you must never ignore the red flags. Ignoring red flags can lead to the following that I'm going to be mentioning. The first thing is, ignoring red flags can lead to emotional pain, can make you to have sleepless nights, anxiety, and later lead to depression and suicidal thoughts, and even suicide itself. So that's why when you see these signs, please don't ignore. We have a lot of people in relationship now. They are not comfortable, they are not at peace with their partner, they are not enjoying their relationship. They are just, maybe some people feel that because they are of age, some people feel, like I've said, in why part of those reasons are why people are still in their red flag relationship. So please, it's not something that you should continue to stay. Somebody who is 25 years looks like a 40-year as a result of bad relationship, as a result of a toxic relationship. And when you tell people your age, they begin to wonder what is happening, what is wrong. We have people who are in marriage too. They are just 40 years and they're already looking like 60, 70 because of bad marriage, toxic marriage. I'm sure you wouldn't want that to happen to you. You want to have a kind of a marriage that people will look at, even when you tell them that I am a mother of 4, 5, and they begin to wonder, are you sure that you have given birth at all? Because you are looking healthy, you are looking good, you are looking taken care of. So that is what you should desire. Don't settle for less because of marriage, because of society, or because of what people will say. It's about your self-care now. It's about your self-care. So ignoring red flag, like I said, can lead to emotional pain, sleepless night, because when you begin to think about the way he or she has treated you, the way he or she spoke to you, you know, what he did to you, what she said to you, you may not be able to sleep. When you go back to your room, you may not. And when you don't sleep for a week, that is problem. You are calling a big health challenge that you will not be able to handle if care is not taken. So why will you continue to do that to yourself because of a relationship, because of a man, or because of a woman? And when you know what you are supposed to do, why you must not ignore red flags is that it can lead to long-term trauma and emotional scars. Long-term, even some people that have left their red flag relationship and they are married today, many of these people are still having that long-term trauma. Anytime they remembered the way their last relationship, the way the person treated them, what he or she did to them that made them to leave that relationship, many are yet, even they are married today, but they are yet to get over this trauma. And maybe they ended up marrying the same person, but now they are having the effects of what happened to them when they were dating. They are now having a long-term trauma. So you need to be very careful. Then another thing is that ignoring them can lead to serious problems in your marriage, in your future marriage. For example, if your partner is always controlling or jealous, it could be a sign of abuse or manipulation. Then it can also indicate potential red flags. Red flags often indicate behaviors or values that are not compatible with yours. It means that that person's attitude is not compatible with yours. Somebody is having an anger issue and you are this kind of a person that you are calm in spirit. You can see that you are not compatible at all. You can see that if you ended up getting married to that kind of a man or woman, there is going to be problem in the future. When this person gets angry and you are the calming type, that means you'll be crying. We have people that when their spouse gets angry with them, you see them, they start crying, because they don't know what to say. They are this kind of calm or patient type of a person that they don't want wahala. But they have ended up getting married to somebody who loves trouble. And when it comes to trouble, they want to give it to you 100%. Why would you want to get yourself into this kind of future problems? So now, you don't have to ignore them. You don't have to ignore them. You may end up in a relationship with someone who is not a good match for you, causing you to be unhappy in the long run, and which is what is happening to many people that are married, to many husbands, to many wives who saw these red flags while dating, but they chose to overlook and ignore them. Now they are not happy in that relationship. They are saying, I am not happy with this woman that I'm married. If I had known, I regretted the day I proposed to her. I regretted the day I accepted his proposal. I regretted this, I regretted that. That's what they are saying. They cannot even be counselors to people who are intending couples or people who are newlywed. What do they have to say? So now we are saying that in order for that not to happen, please don't ignore any red flags. It can also damage your self-esteem. When you ignore red flags, you are essentially telling yourself that your needs and feelings are not important. When you ignore red flags, you are saying that your needs, your self-care, your health, everything about you is not as important as the red flag. So it is very important that you don't ignore, because it's going to affect your self-esteem. If you have been the type that has been very very confident, that has been very bold, courageous, very beautiful. You know, if you find yourself in this kind of relationship, when you are outside, it becomes very difficult for you to relate with people because you are full of fear. Because this person has deposited the spirit of fear, anxiety, depression in you. So when you are in the public, it becomes very difficult for you to relate with people and all of that. I know many of you that you are in this kind of relationship, you can relate to what I'm saying. So that's why you must never, because it's going to affect your self-esteem, and people is going to start asking questions. What is happening to you? We discovered that since you've been in this relationship, you are no longer yourself. You've been a changed person. What is happening? You only do this, you only do it. You that we know that you are this active person, you are this lively person. What has suddenly come over you because of this relationship? When you begin to hear people say that to you, you should know that you are definitely in a red flag relationship. You are in a wrong relationship. You are with a wrong partner. A partner that cannot make you to feel good about yourself when you are in the public is not a partner to be with. And it's not a kind of relationship that somebody like you, especially people with talent. If you happen to have talent, people know that you have talent. They know what you can do. They know you are creative, you are good. And immediately you enter a relationship like this, you just become a shadow of yourself. You can't even do all those things that you are doing again, and they begin to observe this. Please, don't ignore people who are saying that around you. Don't see them as your enemy. It is time for you to do what? Look into yourself and begin to ask yourself question that, is this still me, or I have now lost my identity as a result of relationship? The next point is that it can escalate over time. If you ignore red flags, they can escalate into more serious problems over time. For example, if your partner is always making derogatory comments about your appearance, it could lead to emotional abuse and a decrease in self-confidence. Maybe he or she is always complaining about your dressing, anytime you dress, instead of him or her to help you to become beautiful or what you ought to be. But all he or she does is every time to body shame you, talk bad about your appearance. You don't know how to dress, you don't have a good dress sense, you are color blind. All those statements that they normally leave. That is, if you are not careful, if you are outside, you will not be confident. You lose your confidence, you lose your self-confidence, because when you see other people that are looking so beautiful, and you're also beautiful too, well, because there's somebody somewhere that is always talking bad about your appearance, will make you to lose yourself when you are outside. That's why you should not ignore any of these statements when they are being said to you. Don't see most of them as, he's only joking with me, she's only joking with me. Many of them are not jokes. They come from what they see and what they feel about you. And that's why you don't close your ears. You should ensure that you take it up with that person. What do you say? What do you feel? How best do you feel that I can improve on this my appearance is what you should ask better. The last one is make it harder for you to leave that relationship. If you ignore red flags, you may become more invested in the relationship over time, making it very hard to leave if the situation becomes intolerable. When you stay too long in a red flag relationship and you decided not to go out when you are supposed to leave, maybe it's just a month or 2 months that you started observing some of these red flags. Instead of you to quickly, that you have not gone too far, to see, maybe you stay and try to see if this person can change, adjust, or improve on his or herself, and you are not getting that. Instead of you to quickly leave, if you ignore, he slapped you today, you ignore. She disrespected you today, you ignore. She said all sorts of negative things about you. She is controlling, she's excessively jealous, and all the rest of them. And you just decided, or you chose to ignore, to continue to stay. It will continue to increase. You continue to do all sorts of things to you because he or she is saying that you are not bothered about this red flag. You are not, even when people outside, maybe when he or she does something in the public and people in the public complain that, why did you talk to her like that? Or why did you behave to him like that? And his response will be like, did she complain? Did he complain to you? So when you start hearing people starting, it's people outside that is now saying that what he or she does to you is wrong, they are not even complaining, then it will, before you know it, by the time you are deep in that relationship and it's not affecting you, it will be very difficult for you to now say you want to leave, because you are now used to it. You hear people that say, it's because he loves me, that's why he's trying to correct me, that's why he keeps beating me, that's why he corrects me by slapping me, by hitting me. And you see somebody will continue to say, when somebody is saying that this is abusive relationship, the person will not be justifying and defending the partner that there's nothing wrong, it's love, he loves me. Me too, I'm too stubborn. So if you are stubborn, that is the best way that somebody should correct you, and beating you like a child. Even these days, we are even being advised that you don't beat a child anyhow. Talk less of an adult, please. You need to. So the earlier the better you see these signs, the earlier you address them. And if you feel that they are not, you can't resolve them, stay out. You may end up in a toxic relationship. When you ignore red flags in a relationship, you set yourself up for a toxic partner or relationship. You may eventually struggle to end. Either that or you keep trying to work things out. You always keep trying to work it out. If you don't leave on time, you will always be talking. You know when we are in the public, the way you address me in the presence of your friends, I don't like it. You will say it on Monday. You will still repeat the same thing throughout that week, throughout that month. This person will never change. So the earlier the better. You have said it once, two, the third time, please, after that, just go your way. Because this person is not just ready to change. Your mental health will take a beating. Your mental health will take a beating. Unhealthy relationships take a toll on mental health. So it's going to affect your mental health. Seriously. You are going to start behaving like somebody who is not normal. And that's why you hear people will say, what is it now? Why are you making me feel as if I am not normal again? Why is Bulu making me feel this way? Why is Tope pushing me this way? It's like I'm not normal again. The way he's treating me, the way she's treating me, you hear people begin to say things like this. Family members and friends begin to observe that something is just not right about you again. Can't you see yourself? Look at the way you dress. Look at the way you dress. Look at the way you are doing things. This is not you, Dupe. This is not you, Olu. When you begin to hear people are saying this to you, yes, something is just definitely not right. If it is your relationship that is causing you all this, please end it before you run mad. Before this person will lead you to depression. Before you start having suicidal thoughts. You are in a relationship with a man and this person is cheating on you. And you know that he's cheating on you. Sometimes he will even do it that you can see. And you still want to continue, you still believe that you are still open for a change, that man will change one day, that lady will change one day. Maybe it's because I have not proposed to her. Maybe it's because we have not gone there. We know all those excuses that you normally give to justify all these bad attitudes. It's not right. You are not doing yourself anything good. All these things you are accepting, you are taking it. If you ended up marrying that man or that woman, you will meet them. They'll be waiting for you in your marriage. They'll be waiting seriously. At that point, it may be difficult for you to get out. It may be difficult for you to say you want to end your marriage because of the fear of what the people will say. Once married and once married and no more married again. Once married, now divorced. Once married, now separated. You wouldn't want all these statements. And because of that, you don't want to be addressed as a baby mama or a divorcee and all of that. Now, because of that, you now say, I have carried my cross. Let me just stay put. Till one day that the man or that woman will beat you to death. Or something will just happen between both of you that will lead to one being injured or one die. Like we've seen in many cases, in many marriages that are happening these days. The next point is that you will waste valuable time and emotional energy. You cannot really make up for the time that you have lost dealing with someone who has chronic personality issues that make them a toxic partner. So the time that you should have used to sort yourself, to do other things about your life, about your future, you have wasted those time You would have wasted those times staying with a toxic partner, with somebody who is never ready to change, who is unwilling to improve or to work on his or herself. So that's why I say the moment you start observing these signs and you address it with your partner the first time, the second time, the third time, and you cannot even see any change or hope for change from this person, or they are not even, they are not even remorseful. They feel that you are asking for too much when they begin to tell you that, oh, you are asking for too much, or you are too principle of a person, or you are a perfectionist. They begin to call you all these names in order to justify their action. Run for your life. Run for your life. Don't continue to stay. If not, you will just discover that you have wasted 2 years, 3 years in a relationship that is not ever going anywhere. And for you to now start all over after wasting 2 years, 3 years in a toxic relationship, imagine. And like I said, that is the reason why many will look at it and say, well, that's why I'm now saying don't even allow it to take that long. At least 6 months is enough to know where this relationship is heading into, who this person is. If this person, we are compatible, we can work things out, we can make our relationship to work if we put efforts. These are the things that you should think about before you say you want to stay deep and deep in a relationship. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. This topic is going to be in a series, and I want you, as many that you are able to join me today, please don't miss any part of this episode. Red flags you must not miss for anything. Don't miss any episode, because it's going to really help you to build a healthy relationship, to build a comfortable relationship, to know who you are, to know who your partner is, and to help your relationship and help your future marriage. So please, I don't want you to miss any part of it, because it's going to be a series. I've just talked about why people stay and why you must not ignore. We still have to talk about some of these signs so that you can be able to identify and recognize them if you have any in your own relationship. And we are going to talk about how you can deal with them if you have observed them. We are going to talk about when to run, when you are supposed to stay, when you are supposed to end the relationship. We are still going to talk about, or if there is need for you to pray, we are still going to talk about all of this. So I want you to stay tuned and don't miss any part of it. So today I've come to the end of today's episode. I want you to join me next time in the subsequent episode of Red Flags You Must Never Ignore for Anything. I want to say, if you have any question on this, maybe you are in a red flag relationship and you have been staying too long, you want to get out, you don't know how to end it, you can reach out to me through that WhatsApp number that is scrolling on your screen. You need prayer, you need counseling, you can do that by reaching out to me on that number. Or you have anything that you want to talk about in your relationship, please don't hesitate to do that by dropping it on that WhatsApp number that is scrolling on your screen. And you can also watch the repeat broadcast of this episode on Saturday on this station at 1 p.m. And you can also join us on Facebook and YouTube. Just type Glorious Vision Television. You can also join this program. If there are people that you want them to watch this program and be educated, you want them to be educated, learn something about their relationship, just refer them to our Facebook or YouTube page. I want to say thank you to the production crew for making today's production a great success, for bringing this program to limelight. I want to say thank you to everyone who has been part of this production. I want to appreciate all viewers who have joined me on today. Until I come your way again on another exciting episode of Before You Say I Do. Don't forget on Before You Say I Do, we always help you to make the right decision before you say I do. Bye for now and thank you.
I've never been so sure of anything before, just like I'm in this moment. But once alone would be enough. Just take my hands and take my ring, 'cause I will always love you through anything I'll do. To back on the first segment, for the engaging about Tope, OGINNI, let's talk about love, let's talk about God.